Hey everyone, welcome to Area 616. Just before Marvel Studios' highly anticipated San Diego Comic-Con panel this Saturday, The Hollywood Reporter has revealed that Taika Waititi, director of Thor Ragnarok, has officially signed on to write and direct an untitled fourth Thor movie. This would make Thor the first founding Avenger to get more than 3 movies. Taika actually left the live-action Akira movie to make this, as apparently there were lots of issues with that production, and the schedules for this and Thor 4 were bound to clash. I'd say it's safe to say Thor 4 will arrive in 2022, maybe late 2021 if we're lucky, but I'm not so sure about that. We should know more by this Saturday though. Whatever the release date, it is officially on the way, so today I'd like to talk about some of the things I'd love to see happen in Thor 4. Specifically, 4 things. When watching Thor Ragnarok, it's very clear what Taika Waititi is and isn't interested in. He is interested in the humor, the colorful offbeat world of Sakaar, and Thor's own story arc. He isn't interested in Asgard, or any of Thor's previous supporting cast besides Loki and Heimdall, and taking anything seriously. This has been the main criticism of Ragnarok, that it doesn't take anything seriously. While I can see where that's coming from, honestly for me it was kind of refreshing, and a perfect fit for Thor and his world. It's such a ridiculous, colorful world, why not go crazy with it? So really my biggest wish for Thor 4 is that there are no strings on Taika, that he's free to do whatever he wants with the story, visit weird, colorful locations and introduce zany and hilarious new characters. I hope that whatever story they pick allows him to just have fun and not have to take itself too seriously. Because Thor has lost a lot. His family, his home, his six-pack. So why not let him have some fun? Hopefully Thor 4 brings back some of the new faces of Thor's supporting cast. Valkyrie, the new Queen of Asgard, Korg, and perhaps even the likes of Grandmaster and Hela, if the theory that she's not dead is actually true. I think it's basically a guarantee that Valkyrie and Korg will return, although it is also just as possible that Valkyrie may go on to star in her own solo venture, perhaps in a Disney Plus series. I could also imagine some scenarios where the Hulk returns, although I'm not as attached to that. In the past, I've said I'd like Thor 4 to adapt World War Hulk, but with how Endgame ended, I'm not so sure that it's the best time to do that anymore. Maybe Thor 5. Another face that I'd like to see is the long-gone Lady Sif, the last surviving member of Thor's original supporting cast. She was last seen in Season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before Jamie Alexander's filming schedules prevented her return. Rumors have surfaced that Marvel is developing a Disney Plus series starring Sif, which I like the sound of, but perhaps Sif returns to New Asgard and regroups with her people. Ask anyone and they'll all say the same thing. Beta Ray Bill has to appear. He's the only big supporting character of Thor's that hasn't shown up yet. For those who aren't familiar with the character, in the comics he's an alien that comes from the planet Corbin. When the home planet of the alien species the Corbinites was destroyed by Surtur and his legions, seeking a new home, the Corbinites chose a champion, Bill, and transformed him into a fierce warrior. When he eventually ran into Thor, he was worthy enough to lift Thor's hammer, earning Asgard's respect. Eventually, Odin ordered a new hammer to be built for Bill. Stormbreaker. Yes, that Stormbreaker. Changes will obviously have to be made for the MCU, although it's been suggested by fans that Stormbreaker could be split down the middle. Bill could get the hammer half, Stormbreaker, and Thor could get the axe, naming it Jarnbjorn. Or they could just forge an entirely new hammer for Bill. Who knows what they'll end up doing, but whatever happens, Bill must prevail. Rumors have said Bill may appear in the Sif Disney Plus series, with Enchantress as the villain, although it has yet to be seen how accurate these rumors are. It's also been said that he could be in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, as a creation of the High Evolutionary. But I now very much doubt Thor will be in Volume 3, much less Beta Ray Bill. Although I do like the idea of Bill being in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Thor technically didn't join the Guardians, he just hitched a ride. It could easily be said that they dropped him off on some planet, which is where the events of Thor 4 pick up. Speaking of, over the years, Thor has gone up against some of Marvel's most famed and powerful villains: Loki, Malekith, Ultron, Hela, Surtur, and Thanos himself. So, just who could star in Thor's new movie that could test the Thunder God to his core? Lots of fans have suggested the Enchantress as the villain, and while I would love to see her, I think she could be seen as too similar to Hela in many ways. So, for me personally, I have a couple of story options for Thor 4, each with its own accompanying title. So, let's start with Thor the God Butcher. From what I've seen online, this is easily the top choice for Thor 4's story. In the comics, Gorr is an alien who was raised to put his faith in higher beings, but they never answered his prayers. After decades, he lost his family, his wife, and all of his children, leading him to go on a quest for vengeance against the gods for forsaking him. Arming himself with a powerful weapon called All Black, the Necro Sword, he rampaged across the galaxy, killing as many gods as he could, in a story that shook Thor to his very core. It's definitely one of the best Thor stories ever, and it was just the beginning of Jason Aaron's now legendary run. It would be amazing to see Gorr on the big screen someday, but with Taika Waititi at the helm, I'm not so sure this is the right place. Waititi is a great director, and I love what he's done with Thor, but if there's anything Ragnarok showed, it's that he's not so interested in super serious, dramatic scenes. Gorr is a dark, dramatic character. There's no getting around that. It's not that I don't think Waititi could do him justice, it's that I don't know that he would want to. Regardless, I'd love to be proven wrong, but my next choice is something all the way Waititi: Thor Contest of Champions. Imagine a film that's like the Planet Hulk segment of Ragnarok, but that's the whole movie. This could see the Elders of the Universe unite: Grandmaster, Collector, Stranger, Gardener, whoever, each bringing their own champions in a huge tournament spanning several planets. It'd make for such a fun movie, and it could easily introduce a whole slew of characters to the MCU. Beta Ray Bill, the Silver Surfer, Man-Thing, Ares, and more. It's not hard to imagine that Grandmaster would order Thor to be captured and used as his champion. It'd be pretty funny for him to order the mighty Thor and the Savage Hulk as his unbeatable champions, only to find that one of them is now fat and the other one hates violence. It could be seen as too similar to Ragnarok in some ways, but I think it would play to Waititi's strengths the most. The last one is Thor: War of the Realms. It has to do with a loose end from Ragnarok, the return of Surtur. He was brought back to destroy Asgard and kill Hela, and while the Asgardians managed to get away, this does assumedly mean Surtur, back to his former glory, is still out there somewhere. Perhaps in Thor 4 he sets out to conquer the Nine Realms, which leads to him destroying Bill's home planet and forces Thor and his allies to reassemble to stop him. This may honestly be the most likely story, and I'm sure Waititi would add his own flair to it to make it more fun and zany. Perhaps he could even combine some other ones. Maybe Surtur enlists Gorr as his executioner. But what would you guys like to see in Thor 4? Let me know all your hopes in the comments below. Man, I'm so excited for this video to be completely irrelevant in 3 days. Truth is, we'll probably know the title, release date, and general plot details of Thor 4 by this Saturday. So you may be wondering, why did I make this video now?
That's what. Because that's what heroes do.
If all goes according to plan, I'll be uploading a full breakdown of all of Marvel's big Phase 4 announcements on Sunday, July 21st. And if anything interesting happens at the Marvel Games or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panels on Thursday, I may make a video for that on Friday. Who knows? But keep your eyes and ears open. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more. And I'll see you all next time.